Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Yeah. Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Nah.
What up, y'all? It's Michael, Shawn. And I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawnyScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawnyScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawnyScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael, Shawn. Yeah.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
I think, yes. Tap in. Damn, Kathy on point. What up, Kathy? Good morning, everybody. It's Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. We done made it to another Friday, and it's the weekend, and and no reason for me to go on Instagram Live because Mo can't get on and J Black got an Android.
Got that echo.
Unbelievable. We gotta adjust that.
How your mic sound, J Black? How your mic
My
sound?
mic sound nice. Check one.
Happy Friday.
Good
How was your
morning,
night,
Kathy.
J Black? J Black got the
Queen.
most boring stories. Afro Queen, good morning. How was your night, J Black?
I'm a home
Well,
body.
things go on at home. What up, white chocolate?
You're right. We can spend the topic into every last thing. There's always something, but for me, I'm a homebody, Mike. And there's nothing wrong. All my fellas out there that are homebodies, enjoy your home, enjoy your family. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Did you watch TV last night?
Diane, good morning, Nikki White Chocolate. Yesterday was Thursday. What did I watch? I didn't watch. You know what? I watched 2 movies. Because I was off from my 9 to 5. So I watched that new movie, Adam Sandler Hustle movie that they filmed in Philly.
All right,
I started watching Aretha Franklin, Respect. That's a long movie. So yes, I did get to do that yesterday.
All right, so how was Hustle? Can we get a review on Hustle? LeBron James, executive producer of Hustle, took place in Philadelphia. Adam Sandler,
Queen Latifah.
So what's the review?
Jaleel White cameo in there. Freeway Beans. It was filmed Philly, all Philly.
Okay, so can we get the review, please? Can we get the review?
It was a good movie. It was really, really a good movie. It wasn't like, oh my God, this was trash, and it wasn't, oh my God, this is the best movie ever. It was a dope sports type movie, and a feel good story. One of them just feel good, just something nice. You rooting for the underdog.
So on a 1 to 5, give me a 1 to 5 rating. On a 1 to 5, 5 being the best. 1 to 5.
3.5. I give it 3.5.
That's what I figured.
3.5.
Come on, Siskel and Ebert. Come on.
3.5.
I give it a 3.5.
So that means the thumbs wouldn't be up or down. The thumbs, they used to do the thumbs like this. It wasn't just up or down. They had the thumbs where it would just be. For those who don't know, Siskel and Ebert were the first movie critics to ever have a TV show. And they would sit in the movie theater and they would review movies, and they got so influential that if you got a good review from Siskel and Ebert, all of a sudden people will go see the movie. And if you got a bad review from Siskel and Ebert, sometimes that would ruin your box office numbers. Sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of black movies got the thumbs down.
But they were the 2 white guys who said Do the Right Thing was supposed to win the Oscar. Yes. I remember that they were like, this movie should win the Oscar. My dad absolutely loves Do the Right Thing. My dad, anytime that movie is on.
Wait, that's not Mookie. Is that Mookie?
No, it's Mookie.
That is Mookie. Yeah. Spike Lee.
Hey, yo, Sal, why ain't no black people on the wall?
It's so New York. It's so New York.
Martin was a young up and coming comedian.
Yep.
Yeah, Do the Right Thing was dope.
Do the right thing. So yeah. So all right. So Hustle gets a 3.5 on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest. Jay Black says a 3.5. That is on my list of shows to watch. When I get bored, I like having shows that I can just go to and just knock that whole thing out.
And that's what it was. I was bored and I said, let me see what can I watch that's free. That's on Netflix. The Respect was on Amazon Prime. And I realized we have Amazon Prime, we have Hulu, we have Disney, we have all of that's a lot of wasted money when you pay.
No, the cable bill's the same.
And I got cable, regular cable. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we
I would
doing?
get rid of the cable.
Get rid of the cable.
I haven't had cable in over 5 years.
And get YouTube. The YouTube is the best cable plan. YouTube is
DVR.
dope.
I need DVR.
They got DVR. They got unlimited DVR. The YouTube program is amazing. You get all your channels that you get, and you get unlimited and the whole nine. I'm not the type to record stuff. Jay really old.
I love my DVR.
The recording it if you can actually go back and watch it
and just watch it anyway.
Yeah, just watch it.
And then they got ads and commercials. I like to just fast forward.
Not when you pay for YouTube. You don't have to you get the
and then it don't be real time, right? So if I want to watch Survivor, if Survivor comes on to Big Brother and I want to be able to just go watch it,
CBS will be on there.
Don't you gotta wait like a day or two before they put it up?
No, CBS will be on there. Oh, you might be able to watch it beforehand, but the fact that you don't want to watch it beforehand, that's okay.
No, right. I will watch it beforehand. Good morning, Tam. She said it's Friday.
Good morning, Sexy Mo. I know what you didn't do was sleep, but how was your night last night?
Listen, don't be pulling my card because I promise you, after my meeting tomorrow morning, I am going to either take some Tylenol PM or some Advil PM, and I'm going to be knocked out. I'm going to get a massage, have somebody rub on my feet, and nice. I'm getting some sleep this weekend. I got to reboot.
Not that you do this, but I always wonder, all we talk about is guys getting happy ending massages. Do women have places where they can get a happy ending massage?
I'm sure they do.
Actually, there are. I did some research on that not too long ago, and there are actually women who come out and give massages and give women happy endings, if that's what you're into.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Jay Black,
mobile
Big
massage.
Brother fan.
A mobile massage. Women always get it where it's more convenient.
Yes, and from my research, I was told that she also does couples who are struggling with intimacy. So she does that too. I was like, oh.
Okay. She does couples that are struggling with intimacy.
Yes, like help them reconnect.
So does she physically help them reconnect?
But
does she physically help them reconnect, or she just is she like an instructor, or does
she does couple massages, and then she does she also does whatever she does.
Who the hell is this person? Who is this?
So it's a private name. I would not do that to her because it is a touchy gray area.
Wonder if we can have her on the show. We should reach out to her if she wants to get on the show.
I'll talk to
That'd
her.
be good dialogue. It's something interesting, yeah.
I'll talk to her and see. But she's she tells me she has a very exclusive clientele. So
wow,
this is a hidden thing that I sure didn't know about.
Damn, the
I
mobile
didn't
one.
know about that. I was like,
that's why Deshaun Watson's ass is in so much trouble. Goodness God. For those who don't know about Deshaun Watson, he's now got 66 women who are saying that he was inappropriate. And they got one woman on Deshaun Watson. Quick sports story. Deshaun Watson's got 66 charges on inappropriate behavior during getting massages, which ended in happy endings, which his lawyer blatantly said a happy ending is not illegal as long as you don't pay extra, which is kind of contradictory because he paid one girl $5,000. So obviously the happy ending was included. I guess it was all inclusive. But as long as you
tips is a tip. Tip is
as long as you don't go and you say extra for this, even though the massage places allegedly that guys that I know have gone to, they always say $50 here, $100 this. That's what they say. I'm not being racial. I'm just impersonating what they say.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
One of the ladies who's not in the lawsuit, she's not in a civil lawsuit, she wasn't in a criminal lawsuit, went to the was it the New York Times or Washington Post and said she gave him a massage and he begged her to end it with an oral presentation. And she said she wouldn't. and he was begging her, and she said she started asking him questions like, why are you trying to throw your career away for this?
Wow.
And she was like, if you're doing this with everybody, somebody's gonna tell somebody at some point. Like, why are you doing this? And she couldn't understand him, and she couldn't understand. It's just weird. I think we all get caught up in shit that we don't understand when we take it too far. For me, it's alcohol. I think everybody's got their thing where you take it too far, and you can't be an NFL quarterback and let 66 different women massage you and end in a happy ending and think that word ain't gonna get out.
Right. I've seen a lot of the comments flying around on social media, and surprisingly, I've seen some from women who are like, "Yeah, but you'll let some random guy blow your back out." They were taking the men's side. They were like, "You let some random guy blow your back out, and not even get paid for it, or not even get gas money." Like, and so I'm shocked, of some of the things that I've seen, but and a lot of women are taking his side and saying that they're just trying, like, a whole conspiracy, like everybody's trying to capitalize, and that the women who went, they took the money, they massaged him and did whatever, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to try to come after this guy. So I've seen a lot of interesting comments just from women, so in support of in support of him.
We don't know what happened.
Very fine line.
We don't know what happened.
Right.
Easily, this could be a conspiracy where people were trying to get money from him.
Facts.
Easily, he could have wilded out and been extra.
Yes.
I can see both sides of this whole thing.
Yes.
Like, I could see somebody becoming so comfortable on demanding stuff. John Travolta got in a gang of trouble for sexually harassing another man who was massaging him, and he had to pay dude off, allegedly. He had to cut a check.
What up, Ashley? Good morning.
So I can see both sides of it. Like, I don't like when people say, well, if there's 66, all 66 people can't be lying. In actuality, they can. But I get what people are saying. That when 66 people, and then I feel bad for, let's just say 55 of them are lying. Then I feel bad for the ladies who are telling the truth, who were like, I wasn't down for to get there. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. They could be those massage people who are naive enough to think I'm really just going to massage them and whatever. Then it goes to the point where, what if you want to give him a happy ending with your hand, but he wants it with your mouth? And then that gray area goes, well, what happens then? How do you even tell a judge that? Well, I was down to give him the happy ending with my right hand, but I wasn't down to do it. Yeah.
He's only 26 years old. Wow.
And he just got guaranteed $230 million for the Cleveland Browns to be the quarterback, which that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, listen, we don't know. Don't none of us know. Like Kanye told Sway, you don't know.
You ain't got the answers.
You ain't got the answers. We ain't got the answers here. We ain't got the answers. My day was fine. My day's cool. I'm just excited. There's an NBA Finals basketball game tonight. I did my thing, went to my group, had my whole little session. Everything was fine. Graduation is next week for Monty. So next week,
nice.
Monty's senior graduation.
Wow.
Like, I can't believe that. Like, it's just
Mike. Wow, you're gonna have an adult though, like out of school.
A whole adult.
She said, I need to. She was talking to my mom, and it's so funny when listen, I don't say nothing because when adulthood hits, once you want to be part of this job market out here, once you're in. She's like, so she's trying to switch jobs. She's like, I'm gonna do this other job because my schedule will be more flexible. Because once September comes, I'll be in school and this and that, and I'll be so. Don't I deserve a break? She was like, don't I deserve a break?
I was going to ask you.
In my mind, I was like, no,
life don't. I was just thinking you're gonna make a pay a bill. You're gonna have her do something. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we just gonna sit around and do nothing?
Everything extra that she got, everything extra. Like the majority of her stuff for her prom, like bulky stuff. Like I paid for the car. Me and my mom split the car. We did. My mom wanted to help with this. But all the shit that she does on the side, hair, nails, that's all her.
Yeah.
Like I don't get involved in it. Like she spent money on the prom for special nails being done. That was all her. But when she said, don't I deserve a break? I just giggled to myself. I was like, nope. Like, you can pick school or work. I get that. But the break, they ain't there. Once you jump in, I tried to tell y'all. I told all my girls. I said, I got you. But once you get that job, you in. You in society now. It's every day. Yes. It's every day. It's Monday through Friday.
It's real life. And we as parents have to prepare them for real life.
You're preparing them for real life, but at the same time, I wouldn't make it so strenuous so early. She has her whole life to be over and dated. So
I didn't have to pay. The first bill I had to pay was the first car I got. That was the first car I got. My dad was like, all right, I'm gonna co-sign for the car. That's gonna be your car payment. And I was like, cool. And I was in from there.
At 16, we like all of the girls in my family, we all got cars from my dad.
And then you got that new cars. And then you got that 25-year-old that said this basement is mine and this orange juice with my name on it is mine.
So therein lies. I don't know. That's a big drastic difference on Big Black.
It's all basically, in my opinion, will help. It's all the example that you set. Yeah. If they see how you handle your business,
yes,
it starts rubbing off on them. How like Monty has never asked me for a dime, for clothes, for anything. Everything she's ever got, she pays for herself. She don't even ask me. I'll be having.
That made me
she ever say, "You want me to help with this electric bill?" I know I'll be having this AC popping, or I know the central air, or whatever. You need me to help pay for this gas because I know I'm. Does she?
Are you a parent or a landlord? What are you? Are you a landlord?
Say Black, and since when do we look?
I know you be eating up a lot of food. I'll be killing this fridge. I'll be going in. You need me to help with some of this food, this grocery bill. Let me.
Monty orders her own. She orders her own food. She orders her own
pizza for everybody. How about that? She ever do that? I'm just order for everybody.
I never did that. So why would I expect my kid to do that?
Right.
I'm just trying to gauge the levels of responsibility.
And Jay Black, since when do we start the clock and wait and can't wait for our kids to be a financially contributing member of the family? That's not how that works.
That clock start when you're a senior.
That's not teaching responsibility. That's just saying, look, you sucking up all my air. You're gonna have to throw something to it. That's something you tell
I've
your
been prepping you since 9th grade.
Tell your boys when they come, like, yo, don't be eating up all my food.
All right,
not your kids.
I rather them, and I told her, I said, I'd rather you stack. I'd rather you stack your chips and stack your money.
Yeah.
So that when it's time to move out, you need that thing for the apartment or maybe a townhouse or a condo. Keep stacking that money.
Responsibility. That's teaching responsibility, helping them to understand the importance of money and the concept of money and stuff like that. But just saying, look, my air running, I need something towards the bill. You are the man, you are the provider, you are the king of the castle, the king of the jungle, Jay Black, right?
Yeah. I didn't pay.
My mom made me pay, but go ahead.
But you moved out when you was like 13.
She told me, my mom said, my mom and dad made me you going to help pay for your prom, so you're going to get a job. She made me get a job.
That's what I did.
And she made me put like $40 a checkup, and I didn't want to do it.
But that's teaching you financial responsibility.
I know now, but then I didn't get it. But I guess I'm glad she did that. I'm glad she did that.
All right, put the Lady Q's comment up. Running the air. I didn't pay bills till I moved out with my daughter at 23 years old, and my mama was devastated when I left. Yeah, that's another thing. I
moved out.
Yeah, I'm setting up because I'm setting up. I'm already setting up because Monty's aggressive, so I already got to be on the lookout. Like I moved out at 13.
I didn't move out at 13.
He moved out at 16. He moved out at 16.
No.
He moved out at 17. Actually, he moved out right out of high. You told us you moved out of high school.
I did right at it was high school. She kind of like kicked me out, and but I was being grown. I just thought I knew everything. I knew everything.
Oh, you got kicked out.
It was like a mix. It was like you getting your behind out because I wanted to run them streets and I thought I was a hustler. I thought I was a hustler. She ain't like my friends because they was hustlers. We was all shady. We were all shady. She ain't want none of them shady people in her house. And I'm like, we cool. It was stupid stuff I was doing. But yeah, so I left. So I had to leave. I had to show her I was she told me she the boss to pay the costs and all that stuff, and I'm gonna follow her rules. Well, I follow my rules in my own spot. I'm gonna go live with my friend.
All right. I mean, but see, it rubbed off. It rubbed off how things get done. You know,
I'm so glad I went through all that though, because it literally taught me everything that I got it together literally right after that. So it works. It works.
To each his own. However you get down.
Nikki left at 17. Oh, and she regretted it. You know, saving money wise, I regretted it.
Trust. Once you get out in the real world, it's hard to jump back out. Once you get in there, that's how I try to tell everybody. I'm like, my twins can't wait to get a job, and I like it. I like the aggressiveness. I like the fact that they're already planning. I want to work right there, and I'm gonna work right there. And I'm like, cool. I said, I'm just letting you know, you don't have to. And my girls be on some like, we was at the mall and I tried to buy Kayla a pair of sneakers, and like she was on a budget. She was like, Dad, we're not gonna spend that much money on a pair of sneakers. I was like, oh, well, okay. Well, Stacey done did a good job on y'all. I said, well, all right then, because I got you. But anyway, all right, let's get to what's been going on. I just want to shout out the Kardashians because we killed the Kardashians. And me and Mo were talking about this before. They know how to do a TV show, y'all. I don't watch the Kardashians on a regular basis. But when I do watch it on Hulu, I think it's on Hulu now. Yeah, they were the highest rated show on Hulu for like weeks. When I do watch it, I got to tell you, they know how to keep your goddamn attention. And this whole new episode that they either it happened or it's about to happen. Shawny, damn, Mo dropped. How did Mo drop out and Shawny dropped in? Did y'all plan that? Oh, I thought y'all planned it. This whole episode that they're gonna show, either it happened or they're about to show it, where the whole episode is about Tristan Thompson getting caught cheating.
I saw the clip on TMZ.
And they're just gonna spend this whole episode. I don't know who this is. Yeah. I don't know who is sacrificing more here. Who is catching more hell here? Tristan?
Reliving this because it's already over and done with now.
It's already over and done with. If we made it through. Right. Or Chloe. Like, does Chloe really?
Oh, she's a dummy. She's all the females.
Now she got to catch all this hell all over again.
And be mad at them.
Like, when do we have enough money where we can go like, yo, can you cut this out? Like, can you cut?
Why do we need to air this? But for the producers, it's like, no, this is great content. We need to air this financially. We need a buzz. So production wise, they have no choice but to play that. They got the footage. You gave us the footage.
And then you got a woman out there with his kid watching this.
Oh, Tristan's baby mom, the Marley lady.
Yeah, like there's a kid out there. Like, I'm like, this is like they are ruthless records, yo. They are death row. They don't give a fuck. Like, but the content I ain't gonna lie. When I start watching the show, I get stuck watching these chicks. Like, I really get stuck. Like, I can't even believe
it sucks you in like a vacuum.
Oh, she's not bad looking at all.
Oh, you looked at the baby mom?
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, Mo, how would you feel? How would you feel if you got to relive this? Like, how would you feel? I'm asking you, Mo, how would you feel if you Chloe right now and they got to air this all over again?
I mean, if I had like bags on top of bags on top of bags, I probably would not want to continue like the saga of it all. But she already lives it out in social media. I don't think that I would want it for the show. I think I would want to at least show like a different side of where my life is going. But you know, of course, at the end of the day, the mom manager is always going to say, we're going to give the fans what they want. It's a franchise.
It is, man.
It's a franchise, you know, and it's a toxic franchise. We love toxicity. That's just, you know, whether people want to admit it or not, we get sucked in a vacuum.
We do. Toxicity. No, we do. Oh goodness. Yeah, you got to just walk away. You got to run away from women like that, Joe. You just got to, you got to close your eyes and literally physically run. Just get out of the area. Because, yeah, she knew what she was doing. And this dumbass,
They clown Chloe every day, no matter what. So why not cash a check for the content?
If I were Chloe, I really wouldn't care.
You would.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. In
the
real life,
I
would not care about capitalizing off of it. Because I done already got dragged. I done already went through the worst part. So if I'm gonna get another bag off of it, it is, and that's me in real life.
Mike ain't walking away from that
I
though.
think it's because
Shit,
she
I
has
would.
so much money. I think
Running.
that because she's not hungry, like she's not hungry like in the beginning. They were just putting everything out there and they were open to everything. But at this point in her life, I think that, especially with her being mom now, I think that she's more or less not like the rest of them. I think that she's more or less like, can we do something else that doesn't focus on the fact that my life is a clusterfuck? Can we do something else here? I don't think that she gets celebrated enough like the rest of them. Like when they do something big and grand, everybody's all like, yeah. But when Chloe is like, still, even though she's successful in her own right, they still treat her like she the ugly duck.
They do
It's
give
like,
an ugly
when
duck
you
vibe.
get to be the princess.
Like, and I get what Shawty's saying. When you're making that much money, you don't care. But like, I didn't think all the criticism that Michelle got in Destiny's Child, I didn't think that would bother her till she came out and said how it really fucked with her. Like, it really fucked her up. Like, we was really playing too much. Like, we were just playing too much. Like, it was, and unfortunately, Michelle always caught the short end of the stick with Destiny's Child, no matter how much money, no matter how many Grammys. For some reason, that girl would trip at the wrong time. And next thing you know, she'd be the running joke. But man, listen, I just had to tell you, I stopped watching it off of principle. I said, I'm not watching this anymore. I said, it's enough that I stopped watching Dog. When I already told y'all, I watched an Atlanta Housewives marathon, and I was like, I couldn't stop watching. Like you said, the toxicity in these shows are so amazing. But the Kardashians, like, they got to have writers in the background at some point. Either that or they freestyle techniques. They freestyle techniques are so good.
Writers.
Oh my God. Be seeing him on her show. You can tell he's easy and goofy. You said, and goofy. Well, Tristan Thompson. Yeah, you gotta be like, you really gotta be like Tristan. You can't keep. Like, how they gonna get married? Because they still together, right? Am I correct? They still together?
Yeah, and that's why I said it's gonna be hard for them. They gotta relive this. That's his reminder that he was smashing Shorty and got a kid. And now he made it through the fire, and now is about to air. So now he got to go through it all again. Now she's gonna be mad at him all over again, low key. The comments is gonna come all. It's a repeated cycle.
Well, they got to have the drama leading up to the wedding, saying, "Oh, Chloe thought about it again, and this is happening and that." Come on, y'all.
Oh,
yeah, they class. Yeah,
because she's not a real Kardashian.
We know what this is.
She's not a real Kardashian.
They really still saying she is Simpson.
Yeah, she's not a real Kardashian. Allegedly.
They're not together. So I'm sure.
They are together. Oh, okay, all right.
He's still probably trying to get her back, and this ain't gonna help.
Thank you, Lady Key, because I was like, if y'all still together, god damn, I can't even.
That's OJ's baby.
That's OJ. That's always been the alleged rumor.
Yeah, but if she chooses to be with him, that's her day. That's her business. We all make, as women, that mistake of sticking with somebody that we probably shouldn't have.
Hang in there, Chloe. Hang in there, girl. You can be all right. Oh, being the butt of the joke. All right, so that was the one thing. Now I gotta play this because every time we do the show, we've had this clip now for like a week.
Oh, okay.
There's this young black man, this young black kid. He's in his car, and he's got a gripe. He's got a gripe, and play, and I want y'all to listen to what this young black man has to say in his fancy ass vehicle. So hit that play, and let's get it.
Let me make one thing clear. I grew up in a $500,000 house. I went to private school. I graduated from one of the top universities in the country. My job, you couldn't get it if you wanted to. My car note is more than your rent, no cosign. I mean, I can go on for days. But the moral of the story is, why would I want to relate or try to fit in with a lifestyle that I do not come from? Y'all don't think it's crazy that you equate blackness with poverty? And this is exactly why you have all these suburban kids running around here acting like they got it out the mud, like they were struggling, because you sit there and shame them for being from the suburbs. Y'all keep saying Carlton, like that's some sort of insult. Like, are you okay? Use the 3 brain cells you got up in there to tell me, who does it benefit for black people to only be able to fit the stereotypes in order to be considered black? Because it's not benefiting black people. Why do y'all hate black?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm.
Well, he kind of was on point with what he said. I mean, if that's the lifestyle that he was brought up in, and that's what he's accustomed to. That's the whole point. Like LeBron James kids don't know the struggle. And I don't think what'd she say? What was that?
No. That was for Chloe.
Can't turn down P period, like he's blinded by. But that young man, I mean, that he's absolutely 1000% correct. We do kind of kill people. The Carlton comment has always been that, like, is it because we thought Carlton was a sellout? Is that what it is? Is it like
he's the cornball?
Yeah, Carlton was just a cornball. It had nothing to do with him being from the suburbs.
But it was nice.
It was part of that too. It was trying a little bit.
That character was just
like you ain't really.
I know somebody like that in real life,
but we don't look
so
at them as
like,
they ain't really black. Like we look at them as the black white guy, right?
No, because the person that I know that's like that in real life, that is really like Carlton in real life. No, I mean he's a black. He's an alpha. He went to college, A&M, graduated, pledged alpha, had a successful career in the oil and gas industry as a partner for one of the biggest oil companies in Texas, and then started his own business. So I mean, he black. He ain't, he definitely ain't trying to be nothing else. But my homeboy is like a little cornball, and we all called him Carlton.
It just like they said, Katie Rose dragged him on TikTok. Why?
Keita, our girl Keita.
But why? Why would we drag him?
I didn't see anything wrong with what he said.
I don't know what he like. Like you would rather him front and be something that he's not.
Disassociate himself with black people, or was it more just black bragging and bloating and gloating?
No, he was like, why?
I don't think he was disassociate. I didn't hear him disassociate himself with black people. He said, "I'm black, but this is where I'm from. This is where I grew up. This is what I had. So why I'm gonna act like I'm from the hood? Basically, why would I water down who I am to make other people comfortable?"
And I like the fact that he was like the stereotype. You want me to fit a stereotype about black people that isn't true, that every black person lives in poverty.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, I don't get the dragging. I don't understand. Like, I don't get the dude was being 100% on, like he was keeping it 100. Like I know nothing about, and I get upset every time I see these young cats over here in this little township that I live in, walking around like dog. Your grass is getting cut by somebody.
Yeah, it's like here, DeSoto, like the little town, DeSoto. DeSoto is a suburb, and if your parents live in DeSoto, you ain't in no $60,000 house, $80,000 house. Matter of fact, the smallest houses are like $450,000, and we talking about in Texas. But the kids there are trying to act like they hard. They live. It's like you don't do nothing, but you sit in an air-conditioned house. Y'all, you driving a Benz and you're 16, 17 years old, a Benz or a Beamer or something, but you want to act like you from Dixon Circle out here. And there's nothing wrong with Dixon Circle. There's nothing wrong with South Dallas, but the kids in South Dallas, they got a different life than the kids that are growing up in DeSoto, Cedar Hill, or Lancaster. They got a completely different life.
Lady Q said it was his tone talking about you can't have.
Queen said it too. Yeah.
But my thing is that's what every rapper says.
Yeah, they say the same thing, but
every rapper says rapper says the same thing.
Being poor and So I ain't
every rapper tells you about the jewelry, tells you about their cars, tells you about their houses, tells you.
Is it because they doing it in a song and it's theater of the mind? And
they do it when they're talking.
It's the same thing.
They do Instagram videos showing you money, showing you the money they got. They talking in the bricks of money.
And they talk about you need to get up on yours, go get you a bag. They do the same thing.
He spit a suburban bar, play the bars. He was spitting bars.
Why do y'all hate black people who grew up with money? Let me make one thing clear. I grew up in a $500,000 house. I went to private school. I graduated from one of the top universities in the country. My job, you couldn't get it if you wanted to. My car note is more than your rent, no cosign. I mean, I can go on for days, but
I think it's that part that pissed people off.
But it's the truth. I mean, it's the same.
How
like
do he
Mike
know? He
said,
doesn't know, but he
it's
doesn't
the
know.
same thing. The rappers don't know either,
Yeah,
but they say that.
Rappers have said this for years.
Yeah, it just is coming from him.
Rappers been spitting these bars for years. Play his bars again. Take it for the time. This is what people mad about. Y'all cocky with it though. It's not what he say. It's how he said. So
the rapper said
shouldn't y'all be pissed at Jay-Z? Jay-Z been telling y'all. Jay-Z been telling y'all not on my level since day one.
For decades.
Yeah. And many.
TP.
What did he say? What was the line about Khalees? Khalees, when he said the thing about Khalees, I can't even think of the verse. I can't even think of the lyric now. Like play his bars. He's spitting.
Okay. I don't like that.
I don't like rappers laugh out loud. I don't have people who grew up with money, though most people don't. Well, don't say most.
Even thousandaires, even people who make six figures a year brag a little. Oh, my ride hit a little different. We do things a little different around here. So what's the difference?
If he would have had gold fronts and he would have had tattoos on his face and he would have said the same exact thing but used different words, different adjectives than what he used. Matter of fact, he might have been able to say the same thing. Play him again.
I hate black people who grew up with money. Let me make one thing clear. I grew up in a $500,000 house. I went to private school. I graduated from one of the top universities in the country. My job, you couldn't get it if you wanted to. My car note is more than your rent, no cosign. I mean, I can go on for days. But the moral of the story is, why would I want to relate or try to fit in with a lifestyle that I do not come from? Y'all don't think it's crazy that you equate blackness with poverty? And this is exactly why you have all these suburban kids running around here acting like they got it out the mud, like they were struggling, because you sit there and shame them for being from the suburbs. Y'all keep saying Carlton like that's some sort of insult. Like, are you okay? Use the 3 brain cells you got up in there to tell me, who does it benefit for black people to only be able to fit the stereotypes in order to be considered black? Because it's not benefiting black people. Why do y'all hate black people?
And that's true.
That is true.
That's very true.
You said that last part?
That's so true. And I spoke on this when I did that mental health forum addressing Black trauma. We equate getting it out the mud and struggling and living in poverty and then finally making some type of societal success as that's the way to go. And only that way is the right way. And if you didn't get it that way, if you didn't come out the mud with it, then you're not real. You're not black. No, generational trauma is what put us in that place. And no, that's not to be celebrated. Yes, celebrate if you came from nothing and you made something of yourself. But also people who didn't have that same level of struggle, why discredit them? Why discount them from being black or celebrate them for their successes?
And the comment that he couldn't survive if he lost it all. How do you know that?
He couldn't, Mike.
Dog,
that's the vibe I get.
Dog,
he has no street smarts.
He doesn't need, first of all, street smarts. He has corporate. Let me tell you about street smarts. Street smarts is nothing but corporate smarts. This kid might have.
You do acknowledge you do need to have street smarts, really, right? You need both. You do.
No, you need intelligence. Intelligence, like we call it street smart. That's why Elon Musk will tell you drug dealers could run any Fortune 500 company. Just like a guy who knows how to run a Fortune 500 company would know how to sell drugs if he wanted to. Like we all equate the street smarts and we forget it's called intelligence. We just want to label it something different. It's called being aware of your environment. It's called being aware of people's personalities. It's called being aware of people's tendencies. It's called being aware of learning a game before you jump into it. The me sitting up there acting like he don't think I'm real black because of where the mister sitting I need my glasses. The mister sitting up there acting like he don't think I'm really black because where I grew up. Jay, tell him the same thing, that me being black isn't something. What is that?
I always tell her she ain't real black because she grew up. Yeah, she got me up here where it's like 7% black people. And I've always thought you ain't really grew up. You ain't grew up in the hood. You ain't really black. I always just mess with her a little bit. I mean, just be a little bit, but
you know, growing up.
But I feel like she hasn't really understood. I don't know. It's just a difference when you grew up and there's 7% black people in your area. Like, have you really grown up in the hood? Like, you haven't really experienced that real. All right, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna go down my train of thought. Y'all can go in a different direction.
Jay, would you consider me somebody that has a little street smarts?
You have both, Mo. You're able, because you were exposed. You have this street aspect as well as the other side is needed.
But I didn't grow up in the hood. But I didn't grow up in the hood though.
Well, you clearly was around. You clearly was around a lot of black people.
Anywhere on this planet Earth, and I'm going to survive. But does that mean that? Does it mean
you had something around you, Mo? You had some people around you. You were somewhere visiting every weekend. You were doing something in the culture. And like in the hood environment, as some will say, and I feel like you need both. I really do. I really feel like you need.
You think Jay-Z kids gonna have both?
I don't ever want my son to have to grow up in a struggle or
not want. Nobody said want, Mo. I didn't say want.
But that doesn't classify his blackness. That
doesn't. I'm damn sure ain't taking my son back down.
He's any less black than anybody else, just because he's successful from another side of it. Another side of the coin. It doesn't make him any less black.
It still would be okay. Gold teeth tattoo on face as well.
I would be like, okay. She said
I'd still be like, okay, humble yourself. But he's responding
to people who are attacking him. Yeah. Basically,
this is a response.
See, people don't like when you pull a you on him. when you do that, that's a problem. And it's like, and Afro Queen said he equated poor to having 2 brain cells. No, he didn't equate poor to having
talking about the
2
people.
brain cells. He's saying, in general, if you think, and that's true, like some people lie, some people from the suburbs and that have made it lie and say, oh, well, I grew up in the hood and I went through this, and it's like,
He made a very valid point when he said, why do you think so many people running around basically his neighborhood acting like they got it out the mud or they had it so hard or whatnot? Because they think that is something that celebrates them and gives them their fake blackness.
Yeah, and it's like, no.
My car note is more than your mortgage.
It was sitting the
It probably is. And it probably is. His car note is probably more than, his car note more than my car note. I don't know if it's more than my rent.
I'm sorry, when you talk about the hood, don't you snap when somebody's snapping at you or talking about you? Aren't you supposed to come back with the snaps? To me, I feel like about coming back at people who was getting at them.
Actually, talking about Tante, sit there and be humble. But y'all don't say nothing about these rappers who show you each and every car and do a whole video showing every car that they got in their driveway.
But are they saying that?
And y'all don't say nothing when they sitting by their car and they talking into a brick full of cash money.
Yes, he getting it.
And then, or the hood people, the nothing against the hood people. Hey, Action, congratulations.
Yes.
That are, from the hood. They start their own business and their business runs hood. But somehow,
what's the first thing we say about that? That's why I don't be messing with black folks in their business. And I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
This is comedian. I'm gonna mess up his joke, but it was so brilliant. He said he was a black comedian. He said black people are the only people who will take Carlton and decide in order to make them interesting, we're gonna make them do cocaine in the new version. He said white people. He said white people would never take one of they like make friends and talking about all of a sudden they doing heroin or whatever. But I think we get offended. I think we label people like him sellouts, and I think it's unfair. If his parents made it, and his parents did exactly what every parent would love to do, which put your kid in a situation where they don't have to struggle and put themselves in a situation where they, like he said, no cosign, where they created an atmosphere, which is what Jay-Z's doing for Blue Ivy. Jay-Z and Beyonce, excuse me, sorry, Jay-Z and Beyonce are creating that for Blue Ivy. Like, she's not going to know the same struggle. Isn't that the whole point?
But isn't that the point of parenthood?
That's what I'm saying. I said, isn't that the whole point?
Life. I don't care if you're a thousandaire. You want to create a better life for your kids. Any parent worth their weight in gold, you want your kids to have the world. You don't want them to experience any type of struggle, any type of thing that you went through. You always want it better for them. Not that they shouldn't know adversity, because they're going to get that regardless in the world. But to say that you want them to go through any of the mishaps or things that you did in your life, no, that's why you teach them. You like, no, look, don't do this, right? Don't do this because I did that and this is how it turned out. I want you to be better than me.
I don't know the number. Somebody just put up do you think they're more poor blacks or rich blacks? I don't have the numbers on that, Stacey. I don't know.
There are more people who are living
poor, right? You would think poor.
I don't want to use the word poor, but just living
under
beyond
poverty.
living below
morning,
and living at the median of the poverty line of what America has stated is the poverty line.
So then what's the point of that? But what's the point of that comment then? So he should.
I mean, but you could say the same thing about white people because there's more white people on welfare than black people.
Yes, and that's
so.
A statistical fact.
What are we saying?
And this is keep
well,
this
the population is different.
No, wait a minute. Comment. This is the comment. This is where it all stems from right here. This is what it is. It's different when you get it out the mud versus being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. We're not supposed to have to get it out the mud.
And
that is hold up. That is the whole problem with this country, is that we have to get it out the mud.
My kids ain't getting it out the mud. Carly and Cameron don't know nothing about the mud. They have no idea what the mud is.
But don't it feel it is looked at differently though. Like I get what she's saying. I get what Ashley's
my
saying.
kids would I would applaud them if they made a TikTok like that. I don't like them bragging about what they have or what they have been exposed to, but I don't want them getting it out.
But I don't even see I don't think that it was more so of a brag as more so as a fight back as of like, so what? We got a nice crib. My car note costs more than some people's stuff. Like, I don't look at it like he was not being humble. I look like
he was stunting. No. He was stunting. He was flexing, and he deserved. And he deserved.
I can see the stunt. I can see why he did the stunt. Like, you talking about me, like it's something wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with him normalizing the way that way of life for Black people.
And I want to celebrate, and let you know how amazing the people who got it out the mud are. Mm-hmm. Let me explain that is amazing.
Yes.
That people go through obstacles that other people of different races didn't have to go through. Matter of fact, everybody who's ever gotten out the mud is an amazing, brilliant person. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that what Jay-Z has accomplished is amazing. I keep going back to Jay-Z. All of them. From Floyd Mayweather to LeBron James being a billionaire as a basketball player, the first billionaire ever while he's playing basketball, is absolutely amazing from where he came from. So I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But when somebody keeps getting it, when your parents, we don't know how his parents got his money. Mm-hmm. We don't know how his parents were raised.
Right.
We know somebody down the line in his family had something to do with slavery. Somebody in his roots in that family tree along the line was in the mud.
Their generational curse.
So
somewhere along the line, his family was able to turn around the situation that most Black American families find themselves in, generation after generation, struggling to try to make it better for the next generation.
That character is the problem. Yeah, and that's what he's pointing out.
The way the society looks at at people with or without money.
By equating it to the character is the problem. And that's what he's saying. He said, why y'all critiquing my character? Because I'm not.
Right.
Because he's not walking around with
his pants off his behind. He's speaking in complete sentences. The subject and verbs agree.
You label him as a cornball.
No,
I don't like when people say when I take my son to maybe the doctor or take him around certain people of other colors or other color persuasions, and they say, "Oh my gosh, he speaks so well. How the fuck you think he's supposed to speak?"
What does that mean?
You know what it means. But you know what it means.
It's the same way when we keep telling each other when a Black person sounds white. Why are you talking white?
Sound white, yeah. Why are you a Black white person? That's the reality.
And
That's what we do. We look at him as a black white person.
Trust and believe. And I tell students this all the time. don't call code switching. Don't equate code switching to selling out, because you got to code switch through life all in all different types of environments. You don't talk to your friends the same way you talk to your parents. That's code switching, right?
Well, some of them.
There's levels to it.
Some of these kids.
Levels to it. But
and that's why I try to tell my kids all the time. I said exactly what you said, and that's why they know they correct themselves now when they're using words in the wrong tense.
Right? Don't call me bro.
Don't call me real. Just be real.
Don't call me bro.
If you're faking it, don't fake it. If you're real, be real. Like you can still be real and not be hood, right?
But he real. That's his real.
But that's his realness. He's living
real.
in his truth.
And he's real cocky.
I didn't have to go through things.
Yes.
Well, that's good. I applaud him for being real cocky.
You applaud the not being humble?
I applaud him for being real cocky about who he is and not trying to water it down to please other people.
Or not trying to fit the stereotype.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no, because we had to, we used to live this place, or we used to live in the hood. We used to live in the Jacks before my parents got this, knowing that that's a lie. And you see a lot of kids who come from sustainable families and wealth. You see a lot of kids do that, and I'm glad he touched on that. Because it's black kids who
then it's like even like Master P. I got respect for Master P. Master P, in my opinion, he keeps it real to who he is. Master P is not as articulate as this young man, but he is an intelligent man, and he pulled himself up out of the mud and pulled his family out. Romeo ain't went through what P went through.
Exactly. Put Lady Q and then we'll go to Tam Tam. Sorry. The mister is guilty of that. I get so annoyed that he equates education and how I speak to being white. Like, why do they get education and to be well read? I don't know.
She be using words for no thing, and she be using words for no reason. Just say the regular word. Why you got to say this huge?
That is a regular word
because she has a particular vernacular. Yeah, that Jay
just showing off that Temple University degree.
So you hear that?
That's not her showing off.
Did you hear what you said?
What's the real word? Just say the regular word.
With white people and people of other races do to black people.
Whatever.
All right, down like that. Why you can't just say it regular? Maybe that's her regular.
All right, give me Tam Tam.
Yeah, maybe she watered herself down. Maybe she had to water herself down for you, but that's her regular. But she watered it down.
When you talk to me, talk regular.
Okay.
All right, hold up. Tam Tam. Well, I was treated that way moving to the South from Cali. I got dragged. Oh, Tam, think she is this and that, and why you speak proper and not black? What the fuck? Tam Tam.
So you know what that is? That's your own people being scared because that's not where they at, and that's not how they were raised. And a lot of times it comes from being envious, and we need to like rip off that band-aid because we are, and that's for everybody. Anytime you look at something that's different or makes you seem inferior, you're gonna be scared of it.
And this goes back when the football player I forgot from the podcast The Pivot. I always forget his name because he's the least known football player. When he was calling Russell Wilson a square.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like,
it's like, who are you?
Sierra wouldn't be with him if it wasn't for the money. And Sierra, because he's nice.
Right.
He just happens to be nice.
Shame on me for wanting to be with somebody who treats me nice.
I don't want to cheat on her, and I don't want to have tattoos. I'm just being nice to the girl. Like
shame on me for not wanting a man who call me a bitch every 3 seconds.
And there's an example for me and Lady Q used to debate, and it irritated my soul what Jeanette just said. Do you say take out the trash or take out the garbage? Lady Q is to take out the garbage. What is a garbage?
I use
take out the trash.
What's the difference? It
is a difference.
The garbage, the trash.
So you take out the garbage. What I don't know what garbage is. I know taking out the trash.
You know what garbage is. Garbage is coming out of your mouth right now. You know exactly what garbage is.
She was just being extra. It was just this whole.
You think garbage is extra?
Yeah, I just thought it was extra. For me, it was extra.
It's garbage.
Just say trash. What do we say? Garbage. Take out the garbage. You're so bougie. What are you being bougie for?
Not bougie,
I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt different to me. She's always irritating my soul. I don't know what the garbage is.
Garbage.
I don't know.
Dog is the trash.
It's the same thing.
My dad
garbage truck to pick up.
So I guess you can't call.
With Lady Q, it sounded different.
I guess you can't call a car an automobile, right? Because if she says automobile, you be like automobile.
Or
what?
Automobile.
Or vehicle. You can't say vehicle. You gotta say car. You gotta say car.
I used to hate it. I hated it.
Garbage?
Yes, because
I wish we was on IG Live. Garbage is not a bougie word.
Why are we on IG?
You said garbage too, right?
Let me get on IG because you're here because Mo can't get on because something's going on with our IG.
My phone fixed.
It sounds different.
And then we got DJ Echo with his Android because he ain't fixed that.
Yeah, and I hate when she said grocery store over supermarket. I don't know.
It's the grocery store.
That's what it is.
It's the grocery store.
I don't say supermarket, but you know what? I do. Billy has his own language, so let me set that aside.
Now I stopped saying supermarket because everybody looked at me crazy when I was like at the radio station. They were like, "Supermarket? You mean
supermarket? Yeah,
this is a grocery store."
Yeah,
I was like, all right, well then it's a grocery store. I don't give a damn.
Yes, Jay Black is trash. Exactly, it's trash.
Garbage and trash. Garbage is like,
Stacey, stop with that. I'm praying for you, Lady Q.
No, for real. We gotta say a prayer. If you think, I thought you were gonna say something like, I don't know, like a bougie word, like I don't know.
She say a lot of word. Honestly, I don't even remember what they are because they just Moby doing it a lot on here too. It was like, what is this word?
What word?
No, Moby doing it too.
Full disclosure, Jay Black. Full disclosure. Before I went to college, I talked the same.
Wow.
I spoke the same, Jay Black.
I mean, listen. And I'm not saying this to be funny. If you read books, just like when we're hanging out, right? When we're hanging out with dudes and we hear a new lingo, we hear a new word, we start using it.
Right.
So if I read a bunch of books and I'm seeing new words, I'm going to start using it, not because I'm trying to be smart. It's because I read a gang of books.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to start using the words. Just like everybody's broing people to death right now.
Bro.
Yes.
10 years ago, nobody was broing nobody.
Yes.
Just like everybody was saying it was lit for a long time. It was a word that caught on. So when if I'm constantly reading books, I'm constantly grabbing new words. And I'm like, and I'm not trying to be smarter than you. I'm just using these words that are now in my brain and I'm going to make use of them.
And language is environmental.
But it can be irritating if just what is that? Just say the word.
You know what garbage is.
No. Garbage. That's just like a what? It's like
Lady Q, can you give us a word? Because he can't think of a word. Give us a word.
She does it all the time and it irritates me. I'm like, well, what is that? And just because you don't expand your, now you try to say I don't know the word. I'm dumb. Like you trying to say I'm not as smart as you.
What is that when you hit the switch on your in your kitchen for the food to go down and it recycles the food in your sink? What do you call that? It's going down to what?
How you saying the garbage disposal?
Yeah,
yeah, the garbage disposal. Okay.
So what's wrong with that?
Garbage disposal.
But I want to know what words. I accept all prayers. Stacey. All right, Lady Q, stop. Now you. Y'all was just at a wedding holding hands. I say supermarket because there's more than groceries there. I don't know. I don't want to get stuck on
it.
It
is a supermarket, TP. It is.
I think a supermarket.
I think now most people say I'm going to Walmart, even though you might be going to Kroger or Tom Thumbs. I gotta go to the Walmart.
Lady Q said he's scared of any word more than 5 letters. I just need to know a word.
So guess what, Stacey? I didn't grow up in Philly, and I found myself saying John. And so here in Jersey, they be like, "Are you from Philly?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No."
What is John? What is that?
John can be a noun.
That's that John. I was at the John. You going to the John?
You mess with that.
What is the John? What is
anything?
He just said it. It's everything.
It's everything. A girl, you could be your John. Going to a party, the party could be the John. You got them Johns on. It could be anything. Like I never got into that word. That word is really Philly.
It is.
So,
but it
has never
heard
the
people
word.
Travel. It has now spilled over into other places. I have heard John, and I turn my head, and definitely the person's not from Philly.
John is universal.
It's universal now.
Back
then it was like, oh, what? Yeah, this is John.
Yes, but a lot of dialect, a lot of words are environmental. So the more you go out in the world,
person, place,
the way that you speak is going to change.
There's a Philly word that spread throughout the country, and I can't remember
what the place or thing.
But Mo,
next time, yes,
next time you say a word, Mo, and I be thinking to myself, she's extra. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna say, hey, here's one of those moments. Like you could have just said this, but now you're gonna use this extra big word for no reason.
Because Michael Shawn for the past 20 years has celebrated my vocabulary.
Yeah.
He always would say, good word. Clap
yeah, he does. He highlights it. Yeah, Mike, you do be highlighting it.
Because it's a good word. Like I like.
What she said the other day? Do it. Do it. I was like, what the hell is it? Do it.
That's not a new word.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what she was talking about. I just heard her say, what did she just say?
Like Rodney said, full disclosure.
Look up words. I gotta stop speaking the way that I speak.
Oh, he's repeating what Mo said.
John is that John. Yeah, John is just a John. Like John is like I never got into using that word because that's a true Philly word. Like that is a true John. That's like down south when they said already. Like that's kind of like
Oh, okay, already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So, but I don't. Yeah, back to this. All started from the young man who was letting people know that he ain't from the mud. He's just letting people know. Play it one more time, just for those who are just joining us. This is where this whole conversation started from, right here. This young man speaking his truth.
Why do y'all hate Black people who grew up with money? Let me make one thing clear. I grew up in a $500,000 house. I went to private school. I graduated from one of the top universities in the country. My job, you couldn't get it if you wanted to. My car note is more than your rent, no cosign. I mean, I can go on for days. But the moral of the story is, why would I want to relate or try to fit in with a lifestyle that I do not come from? Y'all don't think it's crazy that you equate Blackness with poverty? And this is exactly why you have all these suburban kids running around here acting like they got it out the mud, like they were struggling, because you sit there and shame them for being from the suburbs. Y'all keep saying Carlton, like that's some sort of insult. Like, are you okay? Use the 3 brain cells you got up in there to tell me, who does it benefit for Black people to only be able to fit the stereotypes in order to be considered Black? Because it's not benefiting Black people. Why do you?
But you know what? The first one of the first things he said he grew up in a $500,000 home. That's a $500,000 house. That's not a banging house.
That's not a big deal.
That's the thing.
It's just not.
I guess it depends on what
basic house.
Depends on what city you're in. I guess.
It depends
That's
on
a
what
basic house. That's a basic house in
500
Texas now.
But
that's a basic house in Texas now. And in Texas,
but
our
if he's
houses,
20, if the kid is 24 years old, 24 years ago, that would have been a big deal.
You need the states.
Like if he's in his 20s, he said he graduated, he got a job. If he's already 25 years old, 25 years ago, $500,000. I mean, the fact that inflation has gone up ridiculously is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, you're right. My parents' house would probably sell for $400,000, $500,000 right now. But when they got it in 1983 or 80, was it 83? And it was 190,000. That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
So for him saying that, I guess he's trying to say, back in the day, whatever. But yeah, it's not.
I mean, but if you think of it overall,
he should have said 800,000. He should have boosted it up to like 750.
No, he didn't lie.
But if you think about it, y'all, what a mind fuck it is for us as people of color to have to even live up to that stereotype of, or that.
That's a studio in Cali.
Yeah, because like if he was a white boy on there talking, it'd be, oh yeah, he got it. But if it's a poor white boy, then why that white boy ain't got no money? It's the complete opposite.
But that's a choke.
Just be a little humble.
On us because
not
ain't
totally, just a little. Just be
on TikTok. He ain't got to be
I want to follow him.
TikTok.
I want to know. I want to know what. Yeah, what's his name?
When
I want to follow
motivated. You want to figure out what is he doing to get. You want to get his tips.
There's this one guy on TikTok who just he lives in the hood and he just destroys the hood. What we got? Music?
Oh, that's somebody's TikTok. I don't know. They doing a TikTok.
Well, I know I don't want to impart on any Black child that, hey, if you struggled and you was in poverty and you had to be on welfare, then that's the pathway you have to take in order to be recognized, to be successful.
Yeah.
And that has stuck on us like mud.
Did he have some truth when he said that black people don't benefit from it? So I guess the white man is the ones that benefiting from people not
from that mindset. Absolutely. Because it's really an oppressive thought process if you think about it. If you're out here telling people in order to be recognized by your own community, you got to go through the rites of passage of being dirt ass poor, pulling yourself up by the bootstraps out the flipping mud. And you got to do it by all means necessary. And then when you get there, then we're going to give you this card to say, all right, you official. You made it the official way.
Now in Saturn news, did everybody see the meme that's going around where Michael B. Jordan was at the NBA Finals game? They trying to say he was sad. Did you?
I saw that picture. They said he didn't look happy. He was sitting there.
One guy did a TikTok and was like, yo, we need to leave him alone. This is pain right here. He looked at Michael B. Jordan and was like, this is pain. This man is front row at the NBA Finals and is not watching the game. He's not even paying. How did you figure that he wasn't watching the game? Like, they were like, this is pain. This is tough. Like, I was like, he may be hurt. He may be hurt. I don't
think so.
No.
But I'm like,
I don't think so.
But we be making assumptions like a motherfucker, boy. We like,
the rumor I heard is that he got back with his ex-girlfriend and she got her a whole nother man.
So I have no idea. I had the rumor that she had moved on to Jack Harlow or whatever. I don't know if that's true, but I was scrolling. Now this is all super alleged. And this is all probably not true.
They've been broken up for at least a month, and we're just now learning. We're just now finding out about it.
So because Memorial Day, she posted some stuff from Memorial Day. He was there. And then her mom, let me see, what did her mom say?
Social media.
Her mom
gotta love TikTok.
Her mom made this comment saying she did this thing that, okay, here it is. So Marjorie Harvey posted a video of Jennifer Lewis about the couple's 1-year relationship that said, you sit in shit too long, it stops smelling. So come the fuck out of there.
And so everybody thought that the post, the Instagram post, was definitely about Lori and Michael B. Jordan.
Why moms be all in the shit? Like, why? I don't want my mom all up on a TikTok putting all types of. But put Michael B. Jordan's face up there again.
This how he was looking at the game.
Now a second later, he smiled a second later. Now, this is the funny thing about TikTok. When he put the sad music in the background, the sad music changes everything. Because I felt bad for him. They had the sad music. It was like one of them TikToks, show a time when you were at your lowest, but nobody knew it. And you always having fun, but they had the sad music. The dude did a whole he did a whole minute and a half on how hard it is to be a man when you're going through a breakup. And I was like, how do you know? Like, he might really he might be high. He might be.
They said
I think it was just a bad moment.
With his ex-girlfriend, the one that he was dating before Lori Harvey, the Hispanic girl. They said that she's been seen all throughout Atlanta. You know, he's taping for Black Panther 3.
Right.
And so because she's been spotted out there, and she's not an ugly girl. Like, she's not an ugly duck. I know everybody's pinning her against Lori Harvey and comparing the looks. I think that she's a pretty girl. They were together for like 2 years.
He might have been.
I think it was just a bad. You know how they catch you off guard. They catch you off guard and take those pictures and put them up there. They just took a bad.
He was daydreaming
about
something.
He could be counting his money in his head.
Now the clip. Now I will say the genius about TikTok is the clip when he smiled looked like it was a forced smile. It did, but he might have just been like the camera might have hit him and he was like, oh shit, got to smile. And he had to do the force like whatever. But the guy whoever put the original TikTok together, you're a director, yo. Because you really made me feel like I was really sitting there going like, damn, Michael B. Jordan is in pain right now. Well, who the hell knows? But then I saw then all of a sudden I saw Michael B. Jordan said that he had to go to therapy. Since you brought up Black Panther, them working on Black Panther.
Yes.
He said to play that role, he got so deep into the role that he literally had to spend weeks in therapy because he had to become a cold person. Like he had to become a super cold person, and he got into that super cold like attitude where he said after filming the movie, he was having conversations with his parents, with his family members and close friends, and he said he was still had that cold demeanor. He had the walls up, and I said, "All right, Michael B. Jordan trying to be an actor."
And
yes, I doubled it up.
That happens to a lot of great actors where they have to, to be able to turn it on and off and be in good character. You ever see and we do it all the time when we look at a lot of characters and they have multiple movies and they're playing the same type of villain. We start to hate on them on social media. We'll be like, F that. Because I don't like the way that he did so and so.
Little boy from Power. I hated his son. I hated Ghost's son.
Yes.
But Lakeith, the guy Lakeith that played in the Fred Hampton movie, Lakeith, I can never remember his last name. He had to go through that after playing that traitor.
Oh yeah, because that was So anyway, Michael B. Jordan, we hope you're okay. Like we wish all y'all people well. We hope Will Smith is okay. We hope everybody's all right. Like, look, the guy who played Carlton, what's his name? Alfonso Romero.
Rivera.
Yeah, like we hope we love you, dude. We love it's amazing. Yeah, like he's a cool. Like I remember how talented he was. He started on Broadway as a kid. Like everybody
forgets he did Michael Jackson in that Pepsi commercial.
He did Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial.
But yeah. That's
He's living a nice life. He's doing America.
Stereotyped him and treated him poorly over the past couple of decades in our own community.
Yeah,
but he said some things
definition of a sellout.
He said some things that are.
No, but I'm saying like in terms of a person, we use him as a label when we want to call somebody a sellout. We like Carlton ass.
Yeah, we did use the Carlton.
Ninja, Carlton ass.
Yeah, he's the sellout. That's the black white guy. He really ain't down. Yeah, he's Carlton.
You want to be loved by I mean, in actuality, Martin acted as goofy as Carlton did, but because we loved Martin, we let Martin get away.
Typecast. Like once he
let Martin get away with the goofiness.
That was it.
What did Alfonso Romero say? What did he say? Romero, and he's Spanish too. He's Puerto Rican, I think. Puerto Rican or something. What was his shady comments?
I'm gonna pull him up.
Let's see what Carlton
said. He was typecast after that, and I don't think that he could get any other roles after that. Like outside of that particular
well, he did I didn't know LL Cool J's TV show lasted for almost 6 years. I had no idea that TV show lasted for almost 6 years. I forget what it was called.
NCIS?
No. The
the other one.
The sitcom. He had a sitcom.
That was a good sitcom though.
He had a sitcom. It lasted like 5 or 6 years, something like that. I didn't even know it lasted that long because it switched networks. That's when UPN ain't around no more, right?
I'm not sure.
It's CW now.
You see, CW. Okay, all right. It is CW. UPN. That's when
in the house. Yeah, it was in the house with Maya Campbell.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so yeah, that was interesting. Thank you, Suburban Black Guy, for the content. Please continue to drop more joints so we can have more discussions in the house. Look, Erica jumped right on that. Y'all fast in the house. Google.
Well, you know what? Speaking of house, Michael Shawn, can we talk about the big house? Your man R. Kelly.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let me do this.
Now Mo want to do story.
Let's get this mother crawl.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Allegedly, with Sexy Mo, powered by Media Room 360 TV.
Okay.
Now see what you got yourself into.
The research department, yes.
You see what you got. Now go ahead. Now you got a segment. Now go get it.
Speaking of house, Michael Shawn, the big house, R. Kelly is getting sentenced June 29th. And normally it's not, it's not publicized when the feds request that you get a certain level of years or certain sentencing or whatever. They kind of leave it up to whatever, the state.
Right.
They've recommended that he gets 25 years plus anywhere between a $50,000 to $250,000 fine. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that ain't a lot of money for R. Kelly," but it is when you are perceivably bankrupt,
from you.
when they're taking everything from you, and all of these civil suits are about to amass against him.
His net worth is negative 1.3 million. But go ahead.
Yes, yes. And I know everybody's like, well, how? Because they sold his houses and different things like that. But it's very, very easy to lose it all.
Well, R. Kelly couldn't read, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't own his masters or his publishing.
He probably doesn't. Yeah, he probably doesn't. And so when you're talking about 25 years, the reason why they asked for this, for the judge to consider it, is because they feel like that R. Kelly still doesn't understand the ramifications and the seriousness of the things that he's done. So they feel like that, hey, he's taking it as a joke. He's still claiming that he's innocent and that he's not guilty. So yeah, they're asking for 25 years. And what that means, that's like a life sentence for him.
Yeah, he's 55.
You think about it. Think about how old he is. Even if he did 25 and he came home
at 80.
He would at least be in his 50s?
No, he's 55, so he'll be 80 years old. And they said it potentially over 25 years. So
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I guess you do dirt, you get dirt. I mean, consequences to your actions, all that type stuff.
I mean, but the feds can recommend or recommend to the judge and say, we think that he should get whatever, but they still have to go by the sentencing guidelines of the state, especially since it's the state coming after him. But
we got somebody feeling bad for him. Hold up. Trina said, I kind of feel bad. The only reason being they should have got him earlier when this happened, but he didn't know he has to deal with it. He did it now. He has to deal with it. Yeah. Did it now. He has to deal with it. Yeah. I mean, if you peed on a teenager and you had sex with teenagers, I don't know how I can't.
They brought up Aaliyah, something, the fact that he married Aaliyah at a young age and he's still denying it. They trying to, like you said, Mo, because he's not acknowledging. He has to say, hey, I made some mistakes and acknowledge it. Maybe they go easier on him.
Oh, you got to be Elvis. Like, you got to be Elvis. When you marry a girl that's underage, you got to get permission from the family, and they got to sign off to do stuff like that. You got to be Elvis.
I mean, Priscilla was 13 years old, and I'm talking about Priscilla Presley, Elvis Presley's first wife. She was 13 years old when he started pursuing her and having sex with her and got married.
Now, he's not the only one who got away with it. Karl Malone, NBA Hall of Famer, got a 15-year-old, 16-year-old pregnant while he was in college. And he actually met the girl. And they actually went to court and they proved that it was his child. And he went on to be...
Woody Allen?
One is better.
Woody Allen he used adoption as Tinder. He used adoption as he literally used that as a dating service. So, we got quite a few out here. Ashley Newman says he's in there singing songs, giving performances. He don't have no clue that what he did was dead wrong. I don't know that to be fact, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Ashley.
I mean, in the same token, and I'm definitely not taking up for him. In the same token, you don't know what his life is like in prison. We all heard him singing over the phone because he in prison.
It's prison.
You don't know if they got him saying, yo, if you don't want me to tap that booty tonight, you need to sing to my cousin. You need to sing to my niece, my whoever. You don't know what.
Who was playing music?
There's R. Kelly themes in the background. Was y'all disrespectful? Y'all love his music. Y'all still play his music. Y'all still.
You know what? The song by Cassidy came on in my playlist. In my Apple Music playlist, and I was like, hey, and then R. Kelly started singing. I was like,
and this is
hey. I was like,
to the hotel.
His music, take the man and his character and the things that he's accused of doing, take that off the table. He's a musical genius. We can never ever erase that from history. We can never ever erase that from being true. That's just plain and simple.
Yeah. We ain't got no time to debate that, but I get it.
The man and the flaws and the things that he's accused of doing. I think the knee-jerk reaction for all of us is always to boycott somebody. We don't want nothing to do with you. And then we sit there and we break it down and say, okay, yeah, but it doesn't.
I'm not saying the man is extremely talented, but I never bought an R. Kelly. I never bought an R. Kelly CD. Ever.
I don't think we should erase him. I don't think we should erase it.
Well, no, we didn't have to buy music, Mike, because we got it all for free.
No. I bought. I still support. Like, I just bought Kendrick's album. I never bought an R. Kelly. I was like, okay, it's got some good songs. I'm not the type to be in the car listening to Bump and Grind. I know it's a good song. It wasn't a big deal to me.
Yeah, because
like,
he made songs like really for women. His
yeah, like I was never in the car, you know. Like Sadie was probably one of it, and that wasn't even his song. Sadie, right? Sadie.
That wasn't his original song.
That's not his original. Yeah, that was a remake. That's probably my favorite song. But I'm not gonna be in the car banging out. I believe I can fly.
Step in the name of love. Come on at the wedding. You stepping, right?
Yes.
Yeah, people get up and dance.
Yeah, I don't think we should erase him. That's the thing. We sit up and we allow them to erase our history, and then but when they mess up, all the movies are still on by the fat man that's in jail right now.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
and he's actually in the news again because he's actually facing charges of an indecent assault. A woman in London has accused him, and it allegedly took place in 1996. She's now in her 50s. And of course, they're withholding her name because, you know, of privileged information. But they're actually authorizing charges against him to, and gathering evidence in these new charges.
So is there anything an artist can do? Is there anything an artist can do that can make us erase them? Is there anything? Is there any line that they can cross that we go like, okay, you'll never hear another song from that person
art
again?
is art. I think art is art, and then because people are talented, and then they have their personality and their personal life and things that they do. You know, they're people too, so they're gonna mess up. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna do things, but I don't think the art should be erased.
So we found out. One of our artists was a straight pedophile and was having sex with kids that were like 10 years old. We would still keep his art and still support it.
Well, we didn't get rid of Jerry Lewis and stuff.
Well, I'm asking us. I mean, if we found out that Michael Jackson was true, that what he did to the kids was true, I don't believe it's not. And listen, I understand why white people look at us crazy when we say we don't believe Michael Jackson. We believe Michael Jackson didn't do that. But if we found out he did do that, will we then have to rethink if we're still gonna praise him as the king of pop and still think he's Billie Jean?
He would still be the king of pop because what he brought to art. I mean, that's something that can't be erased. I mean, let's see who would be the next Michael Jackson.
I'm just asking.
Brown, Bruno Mars. It seems like Bruno Mars is trying to get in that lane, but his art is his art.
All right, I'm just asking because I'm just saying, you know, because
I mean, you got pedophiles that's sleeping with 10-year-olds that are running Fortune 500 companies, but they're not.
No. I get that, but I'm saying as us. Are we saying our artists? Like, don't bring up everybody else. I'm saying our artists. Is there anything that an artist can do that would make you personally say, I will no longer support you at all?
I was listening to Steady B yesterday.
I mean, culturally in our culture,
Trendsetter said Chris Brown. I wasn't even gonna bring him up.
We do, right? Because look what we did to Chris Brown. Look how we treated R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, anybody else who has been accused of something egregious like that, we cancel. But when you look at other people's culture, and I ain't just talking about white people, just other people's culture in general, they don't publicly denounce everything about that person's art.
Spacey got denounced. What's his name? Kevin Spacey. He got denounced.
Spacey has since been in other movies.
When did he get?
No. He got Hollywood shut him down.
Because he was getting ready to tell. But when he shut up, when he stopped talking.
But what I'm saying is they shut him down. Like everything that you saw, Kevin Spacey had already done beforehand. That's why he got caught up in England.
He wasn't shut down because of that. He was shut down because he said, if I go down,
everybody's gonna go down. He wasn't shut down because of his actions. So that's different.
He was getting shut down because he was gonna tell on everybody, but he did get shut down. You've never seen Woody Allen at another Knicks game ever again. And you've never seen Woody Allen release another movie.
But they still watch them. They didn't erase them from any of the.
I get it, but we still watch we still listen and watch our people too. Like I'm just saying, there are people who have been shut down.
Oh God.
That's all I'm saying. I can't unbust them nuts that Kelly was part of singing in the background in my Gina voice. I told Ashley to go. Ashley, that's my fault, Ashley. I told you to go. I told Ashley early in the show. Go ahead, Ashley. Go get it.
Oh man.
I can't unbust those nuts. Jeez, my goodness, Ashley. That shit is hilarious. They're so inappropriate, Ashley, but that shit is
so funny.
Plain and simple. Plain and
so
simple.
fucking
You
funny.
can't shove the babies back up nobody's ass. You know, they here now because there was a lot of babies made off of R. Kelly music.
And we canceled. We can't. I never thought Chris Brown would be able to come back, but we canceled him and he came back. I'm not saying we should have. I'm not saying we should or should not have.
Sat on Oprah's couch and talked about Chris Brown, and and she focused on, you know, would he ever change, and how could you go back to someone who did that? And I mean, they painted him out to be just a horrific person, a horrific human being. Y'all know when you sit on Oprah's couch, like it's hard to come back from that. At least during that time.
Well, he did.
You know, but he did,
he did in a major way. Yeah.
So
I always posted a picture of me and Chris Brown and getting dragged because people were like, "Well, after the picture, did he punch you in the face?"
Right.
Taking a picture with him.
We never let stuff go.
I'm just saying this because I'm not trying to start any type of debate. I'm just saying that the contradiction is, if your girl says her man hit her, you say leave forever and don't ever and call the cops and put him in jail. But then when Chris Brown comes to town, every female wants a ticket to go watch him. Now, that is a walking contradiction if I've ever heard one.
And then it depends on who you speak to, Michael Shawn, because some people was raised with, is he paying the bills? Is he taking you out?
Well, I know that we can always get into a small majority. But I'm saying what the majority of people say. I'm saying what the popular, if we're all sitting having a discussion, and you're talking to younger women, and the younger woman asks you for advice and say, what do I do if my man punches me in the face? You're gonna say leave him and press charges against him.
Yes, and I've seen a lot of women on social media.
I don't say that.
But I've seen a lot of people on social media to that point to him say, well, what did she do? Because he ain't just
but that's wrong.
Jump on her like that. What did she do?
But what you said, Shawn, you said you didn't say that. What do you say then to a woman who says she got punched in the face by her man?
You got to make a decision.
Yeah, when you ready,
you got to make a decision. Not, because you get into that, and that's a whole
especially
crazy
if somebody
thing.
You know.
So if she was asking for your advice, what would you tell her?
You got to make the decision. I'm not in the relationship.
But she's asking you what decision should she make.
That's my advice. You got to sit down and make a decision on what you want to do.
But what if you think? But if she stays, she could die.
You got to make a decision.
Right? Yeah, but you do let her. But okay. Right.
I don't tell her to leave. I don't say, girl, get your stuff and leave, because you do that and then they leave and now you all wrapped up in it. And then when they get back together, I say, hey, you got to make a decision. You got to sit down and wait.
Well, my personal, if you ask me and you tell me he punched you in your face, get out of there. Because if he punched you in your face, he's going to punch you in your face again. That's my advice. And if you get mad at me, get mad at me.
Is that always true?
If you cross the line of punching a girl in the face, I believe that you've already crossed that line. It can happen. It's going to happen again if you stay.
I believe it would happen again, but
so once a cheater, always a cheater. Like once you abuse, always like that's the lane.
But you ain't me cheating on you ain't gonna kill you.
I'm just saying, like people don't change. You saying people don't change?
No, I said people could change, but you ain't got time to take a chance.
The change is twofold. The change is in how you view your self-control, because for some people it's a control aspect, some people it's a learned behavior, environmental, because they learned it growing up, right? They saw their mama get their ass whooped and stay with their daddy, and so they feel like that's the way that a normalized relationship is supposed to go. It's so many things that go into to domestic violence, and it's not making excuses.
No, I understand everything you're saying is absolutely correct.
Condone that. But when you say change, I do believe that those type of behaviors can change, but only if you want to get help for it.
Yeah, you get help, and I'm not going to tell a person.
And it's kind of like addiction, because you still have to control that urge to, instead of choosing the right decision, instead of punching the girl in the face, walk away.
We shut down Chrisette Michelle. Just
remember she did the Trump thing. She performed with Trump.
Yeah, we such hypocrites.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember
that? No, we such hypocrites.
We shut her down.
Because it was a memo went out for all black artists. We're not rocking with Trump at that inauguration. And she's like, I need that check.
Dude, we don't know what her financial situation was. We don't know what was. Let me tell you something. Kill me if you want. Give me $1.5 million and see if I wasn't doing 20 minutes for Donald Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, that's to perform at a.
You say that now, Mike. When your mom comes to you, the wife come to you, like the kids, everybody like, Dad, you can't do this. No, it's affecting everybody around
me.
You.
$1.5 million right now.
You talk that whatever.
Okay.
What Joanne say?
Because $1.5 million, I will voice his commercials.
So you'll go against your culture, you'll go against your people, you'll go against everything that you say.
That ain't going against it because I ain't got to vote for him. I ain't got to vote for him. I ain't got to vote for him, but I run a business. You want me to voice these commercials? Okay,
every money, million. All money ain't good money.
Listen, you want me to do is voice the commercial. I'm not voting for him at the poll.
You gotta have standards for certain things.
I sure do.
So everybody can be brought, is what you're saying. Everybody got a price.
I
believe everybody does.
Everybody does.
No, Mike said he's gonna sell everybody out just for a check.
If my financial situation,
what you're not gonna do is do that, Jay Black. You own a lawn business. A known racist.
He closed it. He closed it.
To cut their yard for $1 million. You cutting that grass, or you gonna say it's on principle?
How is that?
$1 million.
All right, so here you go.
I'm just asking. That's a legitimate
question. I just find it funny how.
That's a legitimate question.
I just find it funny how it's more important to go against the culture than it is somebody doing a criminal act to an underage girl. Like we will literally say you went against the culture and we'll cancel you. But Step in the Name of Love is such a good song that we can't cancel that. Like it's just, but once again, to each his own. To everybody. My mama went through domestic violence years later. My baby daddy hit me one time, and it was a wrap for me.
And so you were one of the people who saw it and said, I will never be in that situation. But for young boys to see stuff like that, a lot of times, because they don't understand, they've never seen healthy dynamics in relationships, a lot of times they often do become abusers. Not all the time, but a lot of times they become abusive, whether it's verbally or physically, because they feel like that's normalized relationships and that's normalized behavior in relationships. So, I'm thankful that you got yourself out that situation.
Yes. Black culture is not paying my bills. That's right.
You're looking at Kathy's talking about color purple. I guess like Mr.
Kathy said, hit his ass back, pull a color purple on his ass, be calm, and let him think about the fact that he has to sleep at night too, then leave. Yeah, get out of there.
At the end of the day, and I know we think that fighting back, because a lot of
fighting back will lead to death too.
Means that you're not being abused. At the end of the day, that's still a man. That's still a man who could lay you out on the floor. I don't care how good you could fight. That's still a man who could hurt you and ultimately kill you by hitting you one time in your face the wrong way.
But did you see signs? Is it your fault? Did you see signs and you allowed yourself to stay there thinking, oh, well, I don't know.
There's so many ways to look at it. Signs in life of a lot of things that say scream danger, but our inner self, allows us to ignore it or make excuses for the behavior or say, oh, it's not that bad. And we do comparisons. Well, I know this person who gets beat up every day if they look to the left wrong, or you start making excuses and say, I shouldn't have did that.
You gotta go, man.
All right, let's wrap it up, y'all.
Real quick. You guys make sure you tune in to Rodney today, because we got a big announcement to make.
Ooh.
All right, Rodney Perry Live.
Rodney Perry Live is live.
I am down now 4 pounds and 6 ounces from his 30-day challenge.
What should I say real quick?
Well, 30-pound challenge. We got to September 15th. We got to your birthday.
All right, we got 3 minutes, Mike.
All right, my dad shot my mom in the head and killed herself. My husband, parents had a violent relationship. I'm thankful that we broke the curse. Basil knows that if he ever tries to fight, I'm going to try and kill him. Okay, he saw his parents and he knew that's not what he wanted in a relationship. Well, God bless you. Our prayers go out to you. Yeah, that's a hard topic. I do now feel some type of way about James Brown when I watched the documentary, when it was documented how he beat Tammy. Tammy
Terrell.
Tammy Terrell. That is something. Great show. Thank you, Stacey. All right, y'all. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Parking spot.
You, Sheree.
Fight for your happiness, Sheree. We love you. Blessings to everybody. Please have a safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Roddy Perry up next. Yeah, y'all.
That's your note, Shawnee. Okay, I got it.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.